Hello everyone and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, Rise of the Dark Fog. And if you were able to join us for the last episode, we were able to get the majority of our space fleet into manufacturing. The corvettes and the precision drones and things of that nature for our ground fleet. And as I said before, we were saving a space right here for the destroyers, but to get the destroyers, we're gonna have to do some science. Oh, math and numbers. That's what I'm talking about. To unlock the destroyers, we're gonna need the green cubes, the green science, baby. And to get that, we're gonna have to kind of come up here and do a little bit of research, because to get these, we need the graviton lens and the quantum chips. Well, where do those come from? Well, they're all the way back here in the tree. And the reason I say back here is because we need the high strength glass. We'll need the Casimir crystals because, you know, it gets cold out there. You might need your Casimir crystal. The wave functioning interface, which unlocks the quantum chips, will also need the gravitational wave refraction, which finally allows us to unlock the gravity matrix. So that's a lot of stuff to unlock, and it's going to take a while. I mean, it's 6 items. It's kind of ridiculous. In the meantime, I'll probably come back over here and grab as many of these that I can possibly get. There's a lot of mech upgrades that we haven't gotten, and vein utilization, that's always a good one to get. So, with a really quick adventure right back home to kind of examine the things that we need to do to get things set up for our green science. So back home where our main hub is, I have a lot of the things that produce things laid out here so that I can kind of see what it is that I might need to supply said items that we're making. So here with the gravity matrices, we need graviton lenses and we also need quantum chips. So those two things are not too bad, really. Now, with the graviton lenses, we're going to need some strange matter, which we've never made yet. I don't even know how to make that, as well as diamonds. Now, under the strange matter, it does say that it is made in the particle collider, so we're going to have to set up some particle colliders just to get this strange matter going. Oh boy. Talk about a power trip. With our particle collider here, when strange matter selected, we're gonna need some particle containers, iron ingots, and deuterium. Ooh, that one might be a little tricky. But the good thing is we can use the particle colliders to make deuterium, and we have all that excess hydrogen that's coming from our gas giant, so it might not be difficult. I don't know. It seems like it could be. Something we'll definitely have to play around with and see how it's gonna work. Oh boy. Yeah. So as far as the particle colliders go, I think the deuterium, making that would be first. Getting ourselves set up to make that strange matter as easily as possible. I just don't want to pull off of that planet anymore. I feel like it's not a good idea to have so many planets pulling off that deuterium. So here at the top of the world where we have our power saver that we made, you know, a few episodes back. Yeah, I don't really think that windmill power is going to save us if our power goes out again. So I think it's time to just fill in the top of this world and do a little bit of rejigging up here so that we can fit in the particle colliders. So I'm going to fill in this whole top and get rid of all these windmills, and then we'll figure out how we're going to do those particle colliders next. All right, so with all that filled in, now we just need to figure out how we're going to put these particle colliders down. I want to make sure that we have enough space from the top down, so I kind of think in this ring it would be best, and I want to have them facing like this direction. I don't know, maybe, yeah, because we can have the pieces come out the back and go into whatever logistics tower that we're going to have sitting here. So I think like here, and we should probably be able to fit in, I think it was 5 on a line. Even with our most speedy lines, it still only can handle about 5 of these particle colliders at a time. So we'll set up a ring of them around here, and then we'll make a bit of a gap. That way we can bring lines down somewhat easily, putting them as tight as we can next to each other. Yeah, something like that. Now, we weren't able to get 15 in, so there's one row that has only 4, but it is what it is. So as far as bringing in the hydrogen goes, I kind of just want to probably just set something up about here, and I'll have a logistics tower just bringing in all of the hydrogen that we could ever want into here. And then we can belt everything around like we're supposed to, right? So belting should be pretty easy. All we can do is just 5 of these on this one, maybe have a secondary belt roll around to get into this guy. And just like that, the belting is kind of complete. There's a little bit of shenanigans that happens around here where it kind of loops back around on itself, but that's not a big deal. It's just got to supply it enough hydrogen to get this deuterium to do its thing. Now it's time to get the deuterium out of here. So I kind of set up a little bit of a makeshift idea of where I think we can make this kind of come around, and I'm just trying to keep things as close to on the line as possible. So we'll probably come out of this one here and then wrap it around and go into the logistics tower. That way we can have some localized deuterium. Now, I think this might be too much of a stretch for this to get that far. Yeah, so we're gonna need 2 lines coming out of it, but I still want it to look nice. So we'll probably just butt that one into there, and then we'll do the same thing on every single one of these lines. Come down and go in, come down and okay, go there. Oh boy. Yeah, that's gonna kind of be a disaster there. So then we'll have all the deuterium coming in here and have, like I said, a local supply of it. And then what we might try to do is bring up all of the power production up into this area. That way it's right next to his deuterium. Yes, deuterium. Gotta love this stuff. Best power source in the game as of right now. All right, now everything is hooked up, so we will go ahead and demand this hydrogen. Actually, we'll probably demand as much as we possibly can get into this tower. It's because I'm pretty sure it's gonna burn through this deuterium pretty fast. So the other thing that we need to do is to move up all of the power here. So what I'm thinking is putting in another logistics tower here, and we'll have this be requesting all the deuterium so that we can use it to power all the things that are about to move up here. So for starters, we should probably run over here and get as many of the power generators as we possibly can and make sure that power is going before we completely shut power off. So we grabbed a cool 100 of these mini fusion power plants, and the idea is pretty simple. We're gonna run a line as straight down as possible out of this tower, and then from each section we're just gonna put a splitter, and that way it goes one way and it says, all right, if you have enough to feed this line, feed this primarily, feed the second one secondarily, and so on and down the line it goes. So that's kind of a pretty simple task. I mean, we could just literally yank this thing down as far as we can. We'll come out of the middle one actually and just kind of come down like, oh my gosh, that's a straight line. You have got to be kidding me. Oh no, it's a little bit of a curve at the top. Oh my God, I was so excited just for a second and I thought it was perfect. And with that done, we'll just go ahead and probably put in as many of these mini fusion power plants as we can, as close to everything as we possibly can. They may move if I so see it fit. The idea is to keep as much of this stuff kind of in this between these as best as we possibly can. I might have to move this one down or over or something like that, but for now, we'll just let it be. And then we'll have another line come off of here, and it individually feeds each one of these power plants instead of piggybacking them off. I know I could probably get better power production and more power plants down if I just piggyback them off of each other, but I just kind of want to sort of almost regulate it a little bit and just pull these things like so and filter things out as they come down. So then I can primarily filter all these out, and it just would, I don't know, maybe in my mind it says it runs a lot better if I just do it this way, but I don't know. It may not, and I may be really overthinking this, but man, overthinking things is my style. overproducing is my style too. And boom, just like that, it's a nice little kind of even, easily copyable power factory. Now, right now, we're not getting as much deuterium as we possibly could. I mean, we could probably now go shut down the other one, and it'll probably give us a better result as far as getting as much deuterium up here as we possibly can. So I just turned this to supply so that, you know, it gets rid of all the extra deuterium in there. And as soon as we run it out of all of this, it'll all get turned off and taken down, which means this will work a lot better, seeing as how now it's getting supplied with all of the deuterium that we have. And with this being the local supply of it, it's gonna probably help out a lot. I mean, we're not really making that much of it, but do we need a lot of it? As of right now, I can't imagine that we really do. But it does look like we're gonna need some more hydrogen, as we are burning through that stuff in a rapid pace. Now, as far as where we're going to make our green science, well, we're gonna need a lot of space. And to be honest with you, this is kind of the biggest space that I have. Now, we'll have to fill in this area here as far as the water goes, and probably move that oil line up and over a little bit. So we'll have to do a little bit of fiddling around up here. And unfortunately, all these accumulators, well, they're gonna have to move. As far as this hydrogen and things go, well, as we said, we needed more of it, so this will probably just all go into a logistics tower. But this is the biggest space that I kind of have left. I mean, our poor little planet is getting full fast, but it is a lot of unorganized mess. So we might be fixing that in the near future. Get a more centralized refinery station, you know, and have all the oil just brought to one spot and run as many refineries off of that as we possibly can. All right, with everything filled in, I'm not quite sold on, you know, redoing these right here. We'll leave those there for now. And if we need to, we'll figure something out. It's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure that this is connected to that as a whole, so we should be able to take out these power poles across here as well. All right, now with all of that filled in and everything is ready to go, we, in our typical fashion, have made ourselves a diagram. A diagram of exactly what we're going to need. Yeah, it's a lot. All right, so let's just kind of break this down into its simplest forms. Golden processors, that's been overdone. Graphene, done, easy. Diamonds, easier even still. Sulfur, we might actually have to make some of that. Titanium crystals, well, like I said, I don't think we have the organic crystals on the logistics network, so we'll probably have to make quite a bit of that, which is going to require the plastic to do that. Cashmere crystals, cashmere. We're going to need quite a bit of stuff to make all that, so just some extra graphene we'll put on this line, and trying to get more hydrogen. Yeah, it's going to need quite a few things. As far as the quantum chips go, I mean, golden processors have been overdone so many times. I swear everything needs golden processors, but these plane filters, yeah, that's something where we're going to need the titanium glass and the cashmere crystals. So we'll probably have to get a lot of that going. Now with the graviton lenses, the strange matter is the only thing that we don't have any kind of idea and haven't built yet. It'll be something we definitely need. As far as the particle containers go, I'm not really sure if we have enough to get all that done. So we may have to build some more particle containers. Now, we have plenty of iron. That's not going to be a problem. But the deuterium, that's where it's going to be a little risky. But enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and start some building. So I'm going to leave these batteries here for the right now. I don't want to get rid of them if I don't have to. But with our handy dandy blueprint, we can just get things kind of rocking and rolling. So we'll start off by putting in all of our graphene production in off the beginning. I've gone through and taken the liberty of revamping a lot of the blueprints and made them a little bit more simple and a little bit more compact. So we may have a few issues with, like, I don't know, Tesla towers and some other things, but we'll fix those issues as they come up. The next thing we're going to need is some logistics and sulfur. I want to make some local sulfur right here. So we'll probably put that in here. We got to remove a lot of these Tesla towers. These are all going to be in the way because we're going to have to nestle this up pretty close. I mean, we are definitely running out of space. I really need to go and reorganize some of the old stuff so that it's a lot more compact with the blueprints that we currently have. So we'll go ahead and put 2 of these in, and that'll be the end of that. As far as the next thing goes, well, we need some plastic. And plastic, well, they take the chemical towers just the same. So we remade that blueprint as well. So now we'll just put, I don't know, 2 of those in. 2 seems like the magic number. The next blueprint will be the organic crystals, and that's a 3 item, so we can put that right here next to all this, and we'll do, once again, 2 of those. And then we'll need some glass, and that pretty much ends all of the basic materials that we're gonna need. And man, we are running out of space already. I don't know, maybe we can put something up and down here, but it may be time to move all of these. Yeah, I need more space. We definitely need more space. So all of these, they gotta go away. The good thing is that they stay full. So as long as they stay full, then I don't have to really worry about it. I can go and place them down. I don't know. We'll go up to the top of the world and put them down there. And there we go. I just moved all the batteries up here and just filled in all this space that was kind of, you know, in between things. Tried to put as much of it down as we possibly can. And I also threw down a few extra generators. just a few. just a few. So what does that mean we've got for our power production? Oh, 3.17 gigawatts. Okay, we're cool. Let's get back to building. So with all of our fresh acquired real estate here, now it's time to do the next pieces. So I believe we're gonna do the graphene. We'll just do a small set of graphene here, and I believe the graphene is a logistics +2 here. So we'll go ahead and put, we'll nestle these a little bit closer to the edge over there. We'll go like that, and then we'll put a second one right there. And from there, I think it's just the processors we'll put next to it. So with the processors, all we need is the assembler 2, and that way we can put this guy right here. We'll do 2 for the circuit boards, 2 for the microcrystalline, and then we'll just do 1 golden processor. Yeah, that should keep our drones busy for a second. Alright, so now with all of that done, it comes down to the last few items, and I went ahead and set up the titanium crystals here, which is a 3 logistics, and then it goes into the plane filters, which all it needs is just 2 items. I also set up the cashmere crystals because, you know, my Icarus was getting cold, and all it requires is just 3 items, so it was pretty simple to set these things up. Now, as you can see, we are pretty much out of space, and we are down to our last couple of items. So I've come to the last place that I could possibly think of that has any space. I honestly was saving this for a future project, but we kind of need these, and we need them now. So we're over here on the opposite side of our refinery section that, yeah. It's just, we're tight on space. This poor little planet has gone through the ringer. It is so full, and I just really need to spend some time reorganizing the mess that I have. But with that being said, the only things that we really need that are left are the quantum chips, the graviton lenses, and the strange matter. Now, the quantum chips are just a 2 item, so we have that blueprint pretty easy, as well as the graviton lenses. So we can just slap those things down probably right here. And then we have to work on the particle accelerators. Now, the accelerators are probably going to be a blueprint we're going to have to make. So let me just kind of put these things down and get an idea of where we're going to be as far as how we're going to need to put down the particle accelerators. I may have to move some of these lines around, but yeah, we'll do a couple quantum chips and then a couple of the other graviton lenses, and then we'll just call it good. I think that'll probably be the most that we can fit into this space. I don't know how much exactly strange matter comes out of each one of these, but we need to just plan for the worst, expect the best. So these things, I probably have to put a little bit of space every couple of them. That way I can get some power poles in between it. So let's start with like, I don't know, 5 of them, and then we'll just have one logistics tower feeding all of these guys the stuff that they need. Now, if I remember correctly, it doesn't need a lot. Well, I remembered incorrectly. It does need a lot. So it's going to need 3 items. So what we could probably do is have 2 items come down one side and a single item come down the other, and then have it exit on the side that's the single belt, which will probably be this back side on this one. And then on the opposite side, we can do kind of the same thing, almost like we do with our chemical plants. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to need a blueprint, but something that we can copy and make as we need it. I think that probably would be best. I don't even know if I've got enough space back here to run 2 belts. No, it'll probably work. Yeah, I need to kind of finagle this. This is going to take some kind of thinking and some building. One logistics tower, I don't even know if I can get one in this close. It may have to go on the other end. Yeah, I can't put it here because of this guy right there. And I can't bring in all the materials here because then I need it to go to another tower. I don't know. This feels like it's going to be a lot of spaghetti. I hope you're hungry. Oh my goodness. I hope you're ready for this. My head hurts. Oh man. Yeah, dude. You did a great job. I'm proud of you, Icarus. Oh man. Okay. I had to redesign this at least 3 times, but it is done. It is done. And 1 tower supplies all of the items for all of these strange matter manufacturers. Yikes, man. This took forever. This is a colossal cluster of spaghetti. It took forever. I'm telling you, it took forever. I redid it. I re-engineered it. I made it again. I tightened it up. I made it smaller. I pushed it over to the right. Oh, man. I'm so glad it's over. I'm so glad it's over. Oh, man. Anyways, enough of that. So we will proliferate all of the stuff coming out of here because, to be honest with you, I don't know how much of this it's going to make to get everything that we need, and we need quite a bit of it. I mean, if we really do want to run all of these graviton lenses to max capacity, it's gonna take a lot. I probably should have scaled this back a little bit, but nah, whatever. Blueprints be what they are. So really the last thing to do is just to copy over the recipe to all of these guys and just kind of let it loose. Go back to the first half of this manufacturing plant and build it over there and get it rolling so that it can provide the pieces that it needs to make these colliders go, so that we can get the green science and be just done with it. Remember, all of this science is for one thing. Yes, that one beautiful thing that we need. The destroyers. Oh yeah, just to unlock these suckers so we can take out our dark fog nemesis and finally be rid of them in our solar system. The universe will be ours. So now with everything set, it's just pretty much going along here and setting all these recipes so that everything can get started. And that's not too big a deal. And then we'll troubleshoot it a little bit. I'm sure there's absolutely no hiccups whatsoever gonna happen in this whole mess that I've made. Yeah, we'll find out. Now there will be some instances like here with the glass. We're not having too much of it just yet. We're gonna have to wait for that production to kind of kick on before we really, can gauge whether or not we have enough of it. Same thing here with the cashmere crystals and the titanium glass. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute before all of those products that are kind of one-offs come around and, start producing things. It's just kind of one of those things. We'll just have to wait on it and see. So I've been sitting here waiting for these crystals to come out, and I haven't seen a single titanium crystal come down this line. And yeah, I was kind of looking over everything here, and I think we forgot it. Yeah, I think we forgot to make the titanium crystals? Ah, dang it. Easy peasy, right? We can just lay this sucker down, I don't know, right here, maybe make 3 of them. You know, that should support everything just fine. Oh, and speaking of support, if you would like to support me in other ways other than just watching a video to the very end, I do have a Patreon, which will be linked below. So you can go and support me on Patreon if you decide to. If not, supporting me by liking and subscribing is always the best way, and watching the video to the very end. YouTube likes that stuff, you know. There we go. A few crystals later, and we are starting to get our cashmere crystals. So now, let's see what else we got for a problem. Doesn't seem like we're getting a lot of the hydrogen, but we can fix that by just skirting off some of this back onto the logistics towers. I put a big one here, and it's collecting all the hydrogen there, but we can get some more of that, no problem. Water does seem to be waning a little bit, but it's not too... Oh, wait. Yep, I lied. Water is a big problem. Okay, so water seems to be what we need to tackle next. Now, granted, we do have water on the logistics towers, but it is a small amount. I mean, I never really thought I need a lot of water, so yeah, we didn't go overboard on that. This should be a pretty easy fix as well. We could just probably re-engineer our logistics here to get a lot more water. And we could do a little bit of experimenting, see how close we can get these things together and still pull out the same 70 a minute. So yeah, let me kind of rig something up here, and I left this pool here for particularly this reason. I had no idea exactly how much water we would ever need. Okay, so I've got these as close to each other as I possibly can to see about maximizing the amount of water we pull out of this pool, and it really doesn't seem to matter how close they are, which is kind of a good thing. So I think what we'll do then is we will just grab a hold of one of these and put them as close to each other as they could possibly be. Yeah, probably about that far. When that doesn't have enough liquid, it's a little shallow there, so whatever. And then I'm gonna have this tower grabbing off some as well. So we'll probably, it seems like it lines them up a lot closer going vertical than it does horizontal, so we could use that to our advantage a little bit. Yeah, so we'll just kind of go around this entire spot here and make sure that we have plenty of water in the future. We'll also have some skirt around this line as well. That way we're not overloading one particular line. And we'll have all of these go into a level 3 kind of belt, like so. And then we'll have the level 2 belts come off here. And then we'll stick a power tower in between it every so often, just to make sure that it looks good. There we go. Lots of the drink now. It's got plenty of supply. Plenty. All right. That should solve everything, right? There shouldn't be anything else wrong, right? Right? Oh man, what's your problem? Oh, you're just full. Okay, yeah, not a big deal. What about you? Wait, why are you shut off? What's your problem? Stone? Not enough stone? Are you kidding me? Such a basic resource. Well, to be completely honest, I don't think we've ever put that much stone on the logistics towers. I mean, it's stone. Like, what? The good thing is that we've got plenty of stone just laying around everywhere. So pop down a few miners, hit a logistics tower, boom, supply, it's over. Easy peasy. Let's see if there's any other problems, any other deficits, because it does seem like that was kind of the last one, but once over is not a bad idea. Yes, it seems like we're getting plenty of stone. I mean, not a ridiculous amount, but enough that I could request some more and get plenty of stone here. This one, I mean, it's full of sulfur. It's got everything it needs. It was just that one. Okay, and now let's go check on the strange matter and the stuff at the other factory. It does seem that deuterium is kind of the limiting factor here. I don't really know how we can try to get more of that in except for making more particle colliders to produce it here on planet. But then again, that requires the hydrogen, and that's another problem because we're running low on it. but everything else seems to be running. Organic crystals, yeah, we're a little low on that, but we don't really need to fix that as we're making plenty of these crystals. So I just feel like I'm not ready to tackle that problem right now. But as far as making the quantum chips and the graviton lenses, yeah, we're slow, but we're making it. It's happening. It's just not happening as fast as I can. The plain filters, I mean, the titanium glass was the holdback, so we probably need some more of some other items. It's an easy fix. Those are easy fixes. Put down a small factory and it's over. All those production problems, future Adam can handle that. He won't mind. I just want to get the green science going. So let's get that stuff over here. We'll use this same tower. It shouldn't be too big of a problem. So we'll need the graviton lenses and the quantum chips, and we'll just demand everything and let it get fully stocked up. And we'll let this thing charge a little bit heavier, as we know that we're going to need as many of these as we can possibly get. So using this here, I think what we'll probably do is have one set come out and go down like so, and then maybe the other one can come out and do a little funky dance and go this way. And we'll have like the graviton lenses here and then the quantum chips there. We'll tighten that up just a little bit. And then we'll do like we've been doing the whole time. We'll just grab some of these things, put them across here with a bit of a space in between them, throw down a couple power towers, and that's that. That should be everything we need. All we have to do now is just kind of wait for some of these things to get produced. And here comes our first gravity matrices. Oh man, the green science. You've produced your first gravity matrix on 96 hours. Oh my gosh, that took forever. It's one of the 5 source codes that maintain the central brain simulation. The creation of the gravity matrix ends in the century-old debate over quantum field theory and general relativity. Finally, they have become unified at some point. Very awesome. Man, gravity matrix milestone. Oh boy, that is crazy. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start collecting these things up. I mean, and we'll probably increase our supply of this, and that way we can, you know, shoot these towers to the moon. I'm sure we're making enough to probably support, I don't know, maybe at least 5 of these, something like that. I don't know. We'll find out in the near future. But if you guys want to join the Discord, I have set up a Discord for the community. You can reach out to me there, and I would be happy to respond and happy to have you join the Discord community. The link will be below. If you did enjoy what you watched, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help out the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be alerted of any time any Dyson Sphere or any other content gets uploaded to the page. Hit one of the buttons at the end of the screen so you can see what else we've played, and don't forget to keep gaming for the love of games. Bye now.